Lights out and away we go. Welcome back to the sprint race. I do apologise about this, guys. Vic Mill tries to go up the inside of Maze. We're going to get straight back into the action. Thank God we are here for the start of the race, and Casper leads through turn 3. My God, I don't know what's happened there. There's been all sorts of contact further behind. Sean, Spike and Honey Badger are round as Maze, Conti and Siege go and try and go up the inside, but Casper leads the way. I do apologise, I don't have a clue what happened there. I think my internet just gave way completely, so Casper leads the way. We are here for the sprint race, and Casper leads the way from Vic Mill in second, Maze in third, Conti now into fourth, and Siege, they're battling side by side, running down the straight here. The Arc Grand Prix against the Dams. Remember, these two have got Constructors titles to think about, and Conti catching the back of Maze. Venom trying to go down the inside of Storm as well. Everyone's got to bear with going down towards turn 1. Honey Badger already wrapping up the championship, coming into tonight's racing here in the sprint race, and Venom's gone past Storm for 6th position, and Siege has also gone past Conti, so Conti drops down to 5th position out on track. Thank you very much to Ed and Carter as well for commentating through that one. Lighty very late on the brakes down the inside of Storm. What a move that is from Lighty, so much later on the brakes. My God, he had commitment there, he had balls, and the German in the MP Motorsport is up to 7th, but now Storm around the outside is going to get him, and surely Lighty has got to be aware. I think he's got damage as well on the right side end plate. Lighty trying to go up the inside, he's trying to battle this a little bit too hard. It's not like wacky races out on track, remember, this is still sprint racing and this is still an official race. Lighty right on the back, Venom right on the back of Conti. Casper leads then, Venom down the inside of Conti trying to go for the move there. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. The Arc Grand Prix and the MP Motorsport, the MP down to the inside line now through the final corner, and what an exit there by Venom, who gets the move done. So Venom through round the outside on the final corner, and he gets the move done as Conti tries to go side by side with them down into turn 1, but doesn't complete the move. It is Casper though who leads the way from Vic Mill in second, Siege in third, Maze in fourth, with Venom in 5th, Conti in 6th, Lighty 7th, Storm in 8th, Mashiro in 9th, Spike in 10th, Honey Badger in 11th, and Sean in 12th position. Do apologise about my connection just giving way. I don't know what happened. It came as so much of a surprise to me. My NAT type went and everything. I do apologise, and obviously we have got the stream back up and running as Vic Mill tries to close in onto the back of Casper, the Carlin and the BWT Arden here out on track. Casper leads the way in the Finn, the flying Finn here of TTL F2 is now under pressure from Vic Mill, the pole, who has really gained a good run of form this season. 4th place last time out in the feature race, if you did tune in for that. Vic Mill right on the back of Casper, who runs a little bit too deep. He joins track in a safe manner. Vic Mill right on the back of Casper. Could he try and lunge it down the inside here? He's not going to go for the move done. But Vic Mill right on the back of Casper as we now come through 15, 16 and 17. It's lap 2 out of 11. Approaching the end of lap 2. Casper leads the way, the Finn, from Vic Mill in second. Siege in terms of the championship, well, this will be going absolutely fantastically well, but he's got to think about, of course, that Honey Badger has already taken the championship victory out on track. Maze is under sustained pressure as well from Venom. Venom and Vic Mill are battling out for 3rd and 4th. In the calendar as Venom tries to go up the inside. Little bit of a dangerous move there, trying to go up the inside line, of course. Good things come to that weight, and Venom's now on the inside line, Maze on the outside line. Surely the MP Motorsport is going to dive it down the inside. He does, he parks the car in front, and Maze doesn't have to fight that position, and Venom is up into 4th place. Eventually, a good move from him. Vic Mill right on the back of Casper though. In the meantime, Mashiro and Storm side by side through turn 3. Mashiro has sailed around the outside of Storm. What a move that is by the Univitorsi. We caught on board with that quite late, but I assure you, Mashiro was going around the outside of Storm. So Mashiro ran the outside of Storm up to 8th place out on track, and now Vic Mill within the DRS ring on Casper, running down the straight. Lighty right on the back of Conti as well. We'll come to that in just a second. Vic Mill trying to go down the inside of Casper, not going to commit it too much as Casper runs deep. Vic Mill then trying to sail right around the outside. Great space between them given. Little bit of contact there, but Vic Mill might have always got that move done. Casper rejoins track. He's now within. He's not out of the. He hasn't got the DRS. He's not going to close in the gap. So Vic Mill is through as Casper just breaks out slightly later. But Vic Mill leads from Casper in second. Conti has now dropped back past Lighty, who's now up into 6th position. Mashiro is through on Spike as well. He must have done that down into the first chicane, down the straight. Mashiro then is up into 8th place. The two Univitolsi cars battling that out on track, as is the BWT Arden. And in fact, Mashiro makes a little bit of a mistake and lets his teammate through, which is a bit of a weird one from the Japanese man out on track. But Mashiro just went a little bit too deep there. Not too deep to try and get himself into the corner there, but the top three beginning to separate themselves out by a second and a half. Lighty is trying to get onto the back of Maze, and Lighty of course has been a very good asset to TTL F1, and that is the main league of course. League 1 as we move to 2 tiers for TTL F1 next season. League 1 and League 2 sign-ups for those leagues are open, and I do believe, if I'm right in saying, we don't have any spaces available out the minute for TTL F1. But if you want to try your hand at something different, and if you have been provided with that smile on your face tonight, given the current circumstances, Spike on the back of Conti trying to get the move done. If you do want to join TTL F2 though, we've got plenty of spaces available for next season. You can contact TTG_Maze as Casper runs off track. Weird one there. He was 3 tenths ahead all of a sudden, and now Casper has let Siege through, it seems, down the straight. He took out the DRS forward for good action there. Lighty down the inside down on Maze. The German and the Brit much later on the brakes, tries to get the turn in to try and force Lighty off the racing line. But Maze has got the move done. Good move there by Maze. A little bit of contact and a little bit of argy-bargy between them both, but Maze and Lighty have got great respect for each other out on track, and Lighty now to the inside line. Maze on the outside line. The German down the inside here on the brake. They've got to be careful. And Maze just about coming out on top. Lighty will have the inside line though. He could go for the move, but no, Maze has got the racing line now. And Lighty actually gets a much better exit. There's a lot of action happening as Spike is now on the back of this as well. Going through, nearly going up the inside of Lighty through the double right-hander through 15 and 16 and then into turn 17. But Vic Mill leads the way out on track. 1.1 seconds. Siege now in second. Casper's keeping up with Siege though in third. Venom in fourth. Maze in fifth. But all the battling now really beginning to happen in behind Maze, because Lighty, Spike, Conti and Mashiro are chomping at the bit as Lighty just runs into the back of Maze there. Honey Badger and Storm not too far away either. This could really develop up into a mid-race battle to save us. Spike now down the inside line of Lighty, the Brit and the German. The German goes a little bit too deep into the corner. How on earth he gets that car stopped though is absolutely beyond me, and Spike will just have to wait and get the move done somewhere else. But Lighty and Spike, and Lighty recovers the car just about. He just rejoins track in front of Mashiro. He's trying to go around the outside line here, but lets Mashiro go. So Lighty making a mistake through turn 3, recovered the car well, but has lost multiple positions as a result. Spike, Conti and Mashiro all through on Lighty as Honey Badger now joined onto the back. Well, it's like an LNER train currently out on track, pretty much half full given the current circumstances. Spike then on the back of Maze, currently out on track for 5th and 6th. Conti and Mashiro side by side. The Japanese man trying to lunge it down the inside, a little bit of contact there. Lighty at the inside, making sure he tries to get the move done, but both of them make contact. Lighty just trying to move across. He thought he had the move done on Mashiro, and Lighty and Mashiro make contact, and I think Lighty did use the reset to track motion there. It's Honey Badger and Conti now go side by side. Honey Badger is through on Conti, and Spike is through on Maze as well. All hell breaking loose here in the sprint race. Goodness me, Maze and Honey though in the meantime 6th and 7th position. This is only towards the start of lap 6 out on track, and there's been a lot of action happening out on track. I've been trying to keep up with it all. But Vic Mill currently leads the way by 6 tenths of a second. Siege has got past Casper and is now bolted out of the stable, quite literally, and Siege now on the back of Vic Mill coming across the line to start lap 6 out on track. The beautiful Emirati flag there flying above the stands in the United Arab Emirates. And Siege right on the back of Vic Mill for 1st and 2nd position. Casper in 3rd as well. Venom has made up good progress after that qualifying ban, of course, within the feature race, and he obviously DNF'd within the race. But Casper trying to get onto the back of Siege once again. We're on board though with Siege, and I'll hopefully we'll see a move done down the straight here between them both. Vic Mill and Siege currently out on track. As now, Siege about 7.5 tenths away. I don't think he's going to get the move done. He's not close enough to try and commit for the move. And Siege on the back of Vic Mill still. Can he get the better run out of the chicane though? Through turn 8 and 9 they go. Siege not close enough once again. We'll have a ride on board then with Lighty, who's trying to fight his way back past Mashiro. This is for the current wooden spoon out on track, as I like to call it here on TTTV. And is that position for last, but Mashiro catching Sean. Sean has made a bit of a mistake actually out on track, and the Campos man now down into P10 out on track, so not sure what happened there with Sean. In the meantime, Mashiro and Lighty. Lighty just getting caught a little bit tap for toe, really down on the pace angle, going down the straight. And Mashiro, who turned 12 there, going very well through there, and he's still in that 11th position. There's a yellow flag in sector 3, and that is Storm that is off. Storm is off. Lighty then down the inside of Mashiro, trying to go through the double on the right-hander. Oh, and he overcommits himself nearly into the back of Mashiro. Thank goodness he didn't make contact there. My God, that was close. Maze and Honey Badger now beginning the battle out for 6th and 7th out on track as well. Lap 7 has just started, and Vic Mill leads from Siege in 2nd. Casper in 3rd, Venom in 4th, with Spike in 5th. Maze in 6th, Honey Badger right on the back of him in 7th. And the two Arc 1 pre-drivers really going to be losing out here on terms of points. I think Dams are going to be taking the constructors as it is, as Vic Mill has left the session from the lead of the race. So Vic Mill leading the race. All has gone to pot for the pole out on track, and Siege is going to sail on by the AI car of Vic Mill. Hopefully he might have a spare invite to join back in, and he has joined, luckily. Honey Badger right on the back of Maze though in the meantime. The Dutchman, the newly crowned TTL F2 champion, going past the league runner pretty much there. And Honey Badger is through, and he's up into P6 with a very easy move indeed. Vic Mill has not retaken control of his car just yet. It does take about 30 to 45 seconds for him to enable to take control of that car. Casper goes past in the meantime, and Maze has had a bit of a drop there on the curb, and Conti's now gone past. The two Arc 1 pre-cars now beginning to try and rack up a little bit of points here. 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top 10 all score points here in the sprint race. Siege then leads the way still as he now comes into the grandstand section once again. Running a little bit out wide, but 2.6 seconds is the gap between himself and Casper out on track. Vic Mill now 3rd and is just beginning to struggle slightly, with Venom in 4th. Spike in 5th, Honey Badger in 6th, Conti in 7th. Maze right on the back though in 8th, and we'll focus on this battle for now out on track. With Sean in 9th, Mashiro in 10th, Lighty in 11th, and Storm in 12th position out on track, and all 12 are still going round out on track, which I'm very pleased to report. Siege, Casper and Vic Mill. In the meantime though, a Storm has got past Lighty, who is into the pits. Lighty, the German, is into the pits, maybe to go for the fastest lap of the race. Vic Mill has retaken control of his car, however, and Casper, as Lighty retires within the pit lane, sped into the pits, having enough out on track. But Vic Mill right on the back of Casper in the meantime. The pole against the fin against the pole, whatever way you like to see it, and the BWTR just sails past the calling card down the inside towards turn 8. And Vic Mill, Casper could try and lunge it back up the inside. He makes contact, never going to work there. Casper a little bit belligerent, I think, trying to go for the move. Never in a million years was that going to pull off at all. And Vic Mill is now clearly into 2nd position. Unfortunate for Casper, he shouldn't have tried a move that wasn't really his at the end of the day. It's Mashiro and Sean now battle out. Oh, and we see pretty much similar contact between Mashiro and Sean. Not sure what is it with the driving standards here in the sprint race. Hopefully they do improve for next season. Mashiro has made contact with Sean. Sean had got the position done right around the outside. And Mashiro right on the back of Sean as he picks up a 3-second time penalty there. Sean actually Oh, side by side between Casper and Spike. Spike trying to go up the inside line. Casper all the way around the outside, keeping the position, currently out on track. The Carlin and the Univitosi car out on track, beginning to battle. Spike down the inside line, he takes no chances. He wants to get past, and Spike is through, and he's up to P4 out on track. At 9 out of 11, 3 laps then before the end of the season here in TTL F2. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the split streams that I've had to cope with here tonight, with the disconnect that I had during the formation lap in the sprint race. Luckily we got right in time for the start of the race, so literally from the start of the race is where it's all covered. Siege leading the way though from Vic Mill, Venom in third. I think the top 3 are pretty much on for those points as they are. Casper trying to get onto the back of Spike, running down the straight, 7/10 of a second. Not going to be close enough unless he's got a jetpack between himself in that Carling car. Casper trying to close in on Spike though in the meantime. And down into the hairpin again with that MMR flag just flying above the grandstand there. Casper right on the back of Spike. Now, obviously with the update coming from the coronavirus coming through, of course, there was a statement out today, if you didn't see it, about Formula 1. Formula 1 do intend to try and run the championship as soon as visibly possible with what is going on in the world right now. So whether that means we're going to have a reduced championship, which I think is probably the likeliest format for Formula 1 this season, or if we obviously get control, or all countries get control of this virus that's going about, Formula 1 will come back as soon as possible. But health and safety does obviously come first in real life scenarios, and obviously out on track we have been trying to provide you with a bit of a filler of the action, what you would normally see in real life, and hopefully we've provided a smile on your face. And if you are struggling in very difficult times, then we are always here to try and lighten that load here in TTL F2, and indeed across all TTG leagues, with the mini league coming up tomorrow. What is really the time for it is coming together and really responding in a very positive way. As not is not a positive way, as Mays has lost control of the car. He's into the wall, and Conti is through, and he's up to P7. Mays dropping down, maybe multiple positions here. Storm coming through turn 1. Mays has got that car going again. Maybe a little bit too late, and he's recovered the car. Storm trying to go around the outside now. Realises it, and Mays just let him through. Conti and Honey Badger loses control of the car there. All beginning to kick off. I don't think anybody wants this constructors battle out on track. But Siege leading the way from Vic Mill in second. 2.6 seconds now the gap, and only, if only, that disconnect didn't happen for the pole out on track. It is though Vic Mill trying to catch on the back of Siege currently out on track. 2.3 seconds the gap. Venom in third, Spike in fourth, Casper fifth, Conti sixth now, with Honey Badger's a little bit of a spin in seventh he is now. The Campos car in eighth of Sean, Mashiro in ninth, Storm in 10th, and Mays in 11th position after that spin. He's still catching on to the back though of Storm, 0.5 of a second away. But coming around the final corner for the penultimate time, Siege about to start the final lap of the race. Vic Mill beginning to gain though, and it looks like Vic Mill is certainly out on track, really beginning to close in the pole on the back of the Brit, and Vic Mill beginning to try and close in on that gap. Siege still leading the way here out on track. Vic Mill second, Venom in third. Pretty much I think the positions will remain as they are. Storm and Mays obviously going around there in 10th and 11th. Is the closest battle out on track. You are just tuning in now, you have missed pretty much the whole of the sprint race, but don't worry, you can watch the final lap. Siege and Vic Mill running down the straight. I'll try and provide you though with a bit of action. Mays right on the back of Storm, 0.3 of a second away, running down towards turn 1. And this is for the final point scoring position as Storm runs off track around the outside, and Mays has got that move done. Beautiful helicopter cam here in Abu Dhabi. So Mays is up into 10th position with Storm down into 11th. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the action out on track. Of course, we want to try and provide you with as much action as possible here on TTTV, and especially given the current circumstances, I think it is best that I really reiterate what I'm going to say now and say keep safe and make sure you self-isolate if you have any of the symptoms of the coronavirus. And I know it's going to obviously get worse before it gets better, but out on track, hopefully we have provided you with some great action. We are on the final lap of the sprint race, and Siege now coming round the final couple of corners. It has been a relatively dominant race in the end from the Dams driver. Now comes through the final corner, and Siege, with the fireworks about to light up the Abu Dhabi sky, Siege takes the win in the sprint race from Vic Mill in second. This Venom across the line in third, Spike across the line in fourth. Casper is into fifth, as Honey Badger has got past Conti further down the field. We'll come on board with these battles now because Mashiro, it was all over the back of Sean. Casper leaving the session as soon as he's crossed the line. Honey Badger then across the line in sixth. Championship winner across the line in sixth there. Conti in seventh. Sean in eighth. Mashiro in ninth. Maze in 10th. Fine, there's no penalties out on track. Maze across the line in 11th position as well. Maze across the line in 10th, Storm across the line in 11th position. So that is the sprint race, and all action here tonight over and done with out on track. And hopefully, as you say, as I've said throughout the sprint race and throughout the stream tonight, hopefully we provided you with a smile on your face given the current circumstances, and it is the win for Siege out on track. If only you could do that in the feature race, but I think we would have had a much closer championship battle coming into the final race of the season. But that is it for TTL F1. TTL F2 out on track. The mini leagues will be up tomorrow night, and I'll get to those in just a second. But Siege takes the sprint victory, and I get XP for joining the session and just commentating, which is absolutely fantastic, and I full credit must go to Codemasters for that one. Siege wins here from Vic Mill in second. Venom with a good drive in third. The Scotsman really coming back to form. Spike with the fastest lap in fourth, so he picks up 9 points and not 10. Casper in fifth with Honey Badger in sixth. Conti seventh, Sean in eighth, Mashiro in ninth, Maze in 10th, and Storm rounding off in 11th position. So we have got the mini league coming up for you tomorrow night. Esports Mini League 1 will be getting taken through, and indeed for Mini League 2 we are going to be running both rounds on each week. So listen closely and get your diaries at the ready if you don't want to miss the action tomorrow. Australia and Spain are the tracks tomorrow. If you are in Mini League 2, or if you are wanting to look at both streams tomorrow night, 7 o'clock and 7:45 PM BST for Mini League 2. I'm going to be taking you through that one just with me on my lonesome. So Australia and Spain will be the first two rounds of Mini League 2. Just to update you about Mini League 2, actually, Nexus has unfortunately pulled out of the competition. So Young Walker Racers, i.e. what I like to call the TNRL F1 Young Walker Racers, that's what they're called, and they're going to be taking the place of Nexus for Esports Mini League 2. All the action will be taken through by myself, 7 and 7:45 for League 2, and then if you're wanting to tune in for 8:30, then Mini League 1 will be happening. The likes of ILR defending their championship, Livid Racing, those guys are going to be running from 8:30 and 9:15. Aidan Carter, who you saw alongside me tonight with the feature race, he's going to be joining Kieran McGinley at 9:15 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Kieran will be taking you through both streams as well, both races on the same stream as well. Then we've got Britain and Mexico the week after, and I'll come on to them next week, of course. In terms of the Mini League, and for anybody that is wanting to try and get through to the stewards, we've got a brand new stewards panel for Mini Leagues this season. Andy Campbell is going to be head steward. You've seen him alongside us before. He's going to be head steward. And Benjamin Gilchrist, i.e. LR Slimbo, and who I actually beat, I think, if I remember, back in the day on a FIFA game in another league. TNRZ3 will also be the steward, so that's Sondre going to be the other steward out on track, and Slimbo, obviously, as I say, going to be the other steward. So, all gearing up then for Esports Mini League tomorrow. Then we've got TTL F1, brand new season starting up this week as well, as we take you through into Bahrain, I do believe, for next week, which should be very, very good indeed, and hopefully the action will remain as good out on track. TTL League 2, I do believe, might be on Friday, and then we've got CRC on Saturday from Brno in the Czech Republic. So, until tomorrow night for the Esports Mini League, I will bid you farewell. Thank you very much for watching. I've been James Head. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow for the Mini League. Goodbye.